Ongoing formation is a guiding principle in living the spirit of St. Vincent de Paul. He might have well used the words of another octogenarian, Bede Griffith, OSB. I learned more in the last 2 years of my life than in the previous 80 years. In Luke's Gospel, we read that Jesus grew in wisdom and age and knowledge. He never stopped the journey into full maturity. Our comments on ongoing formation highlighted many of the concrete ways we continue to learn. The study of the constitutions and the statutes, allowing time and allowing others, especially the poor, to open us and to teach us to follow the way of Christ. This happens especially with immigrants, inmates, parishioners, students, and others, international confreres, members of the Vincentian family, and I guess, in a special way, each other. Sharing in Vincentian spirituality, our prayer and our faith sharing, participating in Vincentian programs and studies such as CEF, the heritage trips, retreats, theological and ministerial renewal, for example, our homiletic workshops, or our recent Pauline studies. Being familiar with new technologies, overcoming our technophobia, appreciating various cultures and languages, continuing to read theological articles, books. But Vincentian formation doesn't begin with a classroom or a book or a lecture. The genius of Vincentian formation is a go-then approach. Go, serve, and then come back and talk about it. Go and serve, and then begin to ask what works and what doesn't work. Go and serve and begin to figure out why they and others like them are poor in such a wealthy society. Go and serve, and then begin to ask others who serve them how they continue to serve over the years. These last points especially highlight a forgotten truth about St. Vincent, that we must seek to go beyond what we've always done and seek to change systems. We need the support of others. Even if he did not use the word systemic change, St. Vincent had an instinct for getting at root causes. Faced with the poor state of the clergy, he knew the follow-up needed after parish missions. So he began the Tuesday conferences and moved through implementing the Council of Trent's decrees on formation and eventually shaped the clerical state and the episcopacy in the Council of Conscience. He knew that the best learning happens when it's grounded in real life, in real relationships, and real questions. The Vincentian mission must always be deeply rooted in the lives of real people, most especially in the lives of the poor. He reflected on his experience of the sick family, and he began a long series of system-changing experiments that led to the confraternities of charity, the ladies of charity, the daughters of charity, and so many other reforms. Some in Vincent's world were not happy with him when he addressed underlying causes and questioned systems. He could well have identified with Oscar Romero's insight. When I feed the poor, they call me a saint. But when I ask why they are poor, they call me a communist. Start with the people we serve. We don't learn the Vincentian spirit only from a book. We can also get it from working with poor people. Our life itself, is about learning and evolving through change. And we must be able to do that with openness and without a great fear of ridicule. And we need to be able to do it for the duration of our lives, because it's a manifestation of the zeal St. Vincent modeled for us. It should therefore be clear and not be perceived as any sign of weakness if a person wishes to learn how to develop as a human being more fully by seeking the advice of other, more learned people. That's how we're able to grow emotionally as well as spiritually. The reflection of our best and even of our worst self is in another person, and the way in which we see in them the possibilities within ourselves. If we're serious about our own personal growth, we are serious about the concept of learning for life. We should never stop our insatiable thirst for learning new things, encountering alternative beliefs, cultures, values, etc. If we were to stop doing that, our personal development would stop as well. Therefore, we embrace any opportunity we have to learn from others, the rich, the poor, believers and non-believers, the learned and the simple, from our study of the Word of God, from our everyday experiences. Each day offers us something. To live is to learn.